Question for the week: how well do we know our patients? Welcome to this week's Health Staff Meeting, where we look at insights from industry leaders designed to get the conversation started. Are you guilty of sending clinical spam? Spam is when you receive some piece of information that isn't relevant to you or your situation. I sat down recently with Nancy Ham, the CEO of WebPT, a seasoned health tech executive who shared a story with me on a project she did while she was at Aetna. Such a great story, I really wanted to share it with you. Have a listen and consider a handful of the following questions. How often do you believe your health system puts information in front of patients that isn't relevant to them? And how much does that diminish your overall efforts to impact health in your community? And finally, what could you do to ensure that the patient is only presented with relevant information moving forward?
I think you have to start with developing patient personas. So a 16-year-old soccer player who blew out her ACL is completely different than an 82-year-old skier who blew out his ACL. And yet the healthcare system tends to treat everybody the same. Oh, you're a diabetic.
I'm jealous of the 82-year-old skier, by the way. I hope
there's lots of them where I live for sure, and they go past a lot faster than I go.
Wow.
And so I'll give you a good example. When I was at Aetna, we did a project to look at diabetics. We brought in a lot of data, not just healthcare data, but socioeconomic data. We put them into 8 personas. We discovered 2 of those personas really didn't want to engage in their own health. So we focused on the 6 remaining personas, and it took about 2 years on us. It was a long project to understand what technology works best with you, what day of week, what time of day, what tone of messaging. Are you goal-oriented? Are you a little fear-oriented? And can we bring you into anonymous group coaching? And at the end, we took engagement rates in half of those cohorts or personas from the low teens up towards 80%. So it starts with, we are people. We are not a label. We're not a disease or a condition, and yet that's how the system meets us. So for us, we have within our patient relationship management tool, journey maps that are built, first of all, by what happened. You know, what is the nature of your injury? What part of the body is it? How old are you? What gender are you? And then over the course of your treatment, we have learned over time, over 10 million messages, I think, how many messages to send you, how to best mix, email, text, voice. And we're still perfecting that, but it really is helpful because we're talking to you in a way that's relevant. We're not just sending you clinical spam, which frankly is what I think a lot of it is.